In this video, I want to talk about a couple of different things, particularly Sony teaming up with Denuvo AntiCheat to make PlayStation 5 more secure as far as multiplayer games go. We'll talk about that. Sony may be making major advancements in virtual reality this year as well, so that's exciting. And the Gothic Remake development studio, Alchemia Interactive, has been officially established. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, this was a topic that I saw quite a bit on social media yesterday, and that is the fact that Sony is teaming up with Denuvo AntiCheat to make PlayStation 5 more secure. Now, as somebody with a PC, I can tell you guys that Denuvo doesn't really play well sometimes, so that is something that you should go into this with a healthy level of, caution and things of that nature. But Sony announced a partnership to bring Denuvo AntiCheat to PlayStation 5. Developers will have access to Denuvo's anti-cheat solution for next-gen PlayStation 5 and backwards-compatible PlayStation 4 titles to help keep out cheaters, scripters, and other exploits. This isn't to be confused with the controversial Denuvo Anti-Tamper, the DRM that has impacted FPS performance in a few games. That is on PC, and yeah, that is the one that gets people really annoyed when it comes to PC, when there's anti-tamper tech that is implemented, just because the idea is that stops piracy, but a lot of the times the game gets cracked anyway, and then performance hindrances are still a thing. As far as anti-cheat, personally speaking, I haven't noticed a lot of cheating on PlayStation at all. Like, I've noticed a couple of things here and there, but my entire time on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 playing a lot of different multiplayer games, I haven't noticed too much tomfoolery going on. But most of the times when I'm playing a game, multiplayer-wise, it's usually right around when it came out. So when you're talking about games that might be a few years older, that's really when you're gonna see things like that arise a little bit more. Nevertheless, if this is going to ultimately be a net positive for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, that's going to be exciting, and it'll hopefully help things like GTA 5 and games of that nature be a little bit more, friendly in terms of people trying the game for the first time and not getting into a world where they have to deal with a lot of scripters and things of that nature. Not really something that I'm too familiar with in terms of really cheating on games, but hey, it is what it is as far as that's concerned. Alright, next up, Sony may be making major advancements in virtual reality this year. Now, I think this is a foregone conclusion, given that the PlayStation 5 is going to have VR 2 coming, and I am very excited for that. I know VR headset and VR in general has been a little bit of a meme to some people, but really, if you look at the library on VR, not only on PlayStation VR, but if you look at the PC offerings with the VR headsets, it has a very, very deep catalog of games. So what's stopping VR from really taking off? Well, a couple of things. First of all, on PC, if you really want to get a great VR experience, it's a pretty expensive entry point. Now, you might be saying, hey, how about PlayStation VR? Well, PlayStation VR is good, and the fact it runs on PlayStation 4 is very, very good. However, the setup for it is just something that a lot of people are not going to deal with. It's a lot of wire management, and it's, for a lot of people, including myself, it's just not something I can sustain in my room regularly. I mean, if I really thought about it, and if I configured my room completely accurately with using every inch or whatever, I'm sure I can get it to a point where it would be easily accessible, but ain't nobody got time for that, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. However, the latest patent from Sony includes the type of language most players would expect from any kind of virtual reality device, including an ability to generate images and use cameras to read inputs. As is often with the documents, everything is very technical and a little bit vague at times, but it seems like they're going with a level of specificity that is leading towards Sony seeming all in on VR, if these patents are to be believed. Patents are sometimes a little bit iffy on whether or not they come to fruition, but it is an idea on the table. Obviously, VR is something that Sony is going to remain committed to. It's honestly really interesting from a Sony standpoint, just because I have I don't have a lot of faith in Sony at times when it comes to peripheral releases. When you look at things like PlayStation Camera, PlayStation Eye, you look at PlayStation Move, PlayStation Vita. I mean, sometimes they're really hot on a product when it initially releases, and then a few weeks, a month after, 6 months to a year after, it really starts to go down the toilet in terms of offering compelling content for that peripheral. I mean, PlayStation Move is a perfect example of that. Initially, they dropped a lot of stuff, and then slowly but surely, PlayStation Move really got moved to the wayside. Now, I understand why they did it. Everything has to make commercial and financial there has to be commercial and financial reasoning for them to really be invested into a product, but sometimes I feel like Sony puts their foot off the gas a little bit too early. I'm sure from their standpoint it makes business sense, but you guys get the idea. With VR, it actually seems like they're remaining incredibly committed to it, which I'm surprised by, because I don't think PSVR has set the world ablaze, like, from a sales standpoint that has been insanely high, but I think the groundwork is absolutely there, and I think if VR2 delivers what we think it is going to be, you know, it's going to offer an easier way for it to be a part of anybody's room. It's not going to be that much wire management, only a single cord connection. Well, at that point, it might be something a lot of people look at. I know ideally people are of the mindset that, hey, I want it completely wireless, and yes, I absolutely want that too, but single cord connection is pretty darn good, and I think that's going to open the gates for a lot of people to be interested in it, and I do think VR2 is going to be a very successful product, depending on the price point and depending on the quality of games that are out in early 22. But I do think the future is very, very bright for VR in general, and maybe that's a little bit of a controversial take. I think people that have experienced VR are really interested in it. It's just that right now, there are a few things holding it back, but I do believe that those restrictions are shortly going to be much, much better, and it's going to be a lot more accessible for everybody. Alright, lastly, I do want to note this Gothic Remake development studio, Alchemia Interactive, has been officially established, and first results from the studio to be revealed in the next couple of months. Now, this is a studio that is being headed by THQ Nordic and has announced the incorporation of Alchemia Interactive. It's a new studio based in Barcelona, Spain, which will develop the February 2020 announced Gothic Remake. Now, this had like a demo, a teaser demo, I should say, on Steam, and a lot of people checked it out. Kind of got, I would say, a mostly positive to a mixed reception, but a lot of people gave their feedback, and it seemed like there was a healthy level of interest regarding it. And now the Gothic Remake is going to be happening. The studio began operations in summer of 2020, bringing together a team of passionate RPG developers, and has since set up an office in the heart of Barcelona. The team is still growing and looking for developers to join their staff. More information about it is available on their official website. The development on the Gothic Remake is well underway, and the first results from the studio is going to be revealed in the next few months. It was noted in an official statement that we strive to build Alchemia Interactive as a top-notch RPG studio. Our ambition is to become one of the best addresses for PC console core game development in the south of Europe. The game will be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, and if they deliver a good open-world RPG and it comes out, you know, 20, let's hope for late 22, early 23. I don't think it's going to be out anytime in the near future. But given the appeal the Gothic IP has, and the fact, you know, big budget open world RPGs are always going to be in demand on next generation platforms, I think it does have potential to do very well. And here's THQ Nordic. Yes, they put out a lot of remasters, remakes, but now with the Biomunes of the world, now with the Gothic Remake, they are, you know, getting at the helm of some big budget projects. So exciting to see how that turns out. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, Sony teams up with Denuvo AntiCheat. VR looking to be a big fixture to Sony going forward. And Gothic Remake developer and Alchemia Interactive has been officially established by THQ Nordic. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.